Well, that's been an eventful day, I have to say. It's Saturday and it's another vlog time. So where am I this time? I'm in the fantastic lake that is called Kelchkov. Not many people have probably heard of that lake, but it is a very special lake in the heart of Belgium, where it holds basically the national mirror record. The fish is called the Mohican or Mohican, and can go from 38 to 42 kilos. It's a very old fish. It's probably the last of the original stock that's in this lake. And yeah, as you can see behind me, I've got a couple of rods out there. I've got one down the left-hand margin off the drop off. It's like a bit of a gravel seam, gravel bar sort of thing, raised area, and I'm just down the bottom of it, and just to the back of it. Typical sort of feature spot that most of us probably would fish, if I'm honest, and I'm sure it's seen plenty of bait over the years. And then there's a known plateau straight out, I'm guessing around 250, 300 yards. Basically you've got the margins here and it drops off quite quickly to around 17, 18, 19 foot, and then it levels off and it stays around 19, 20 foot all the way until you get to about 300 yards, where it then starts to raise up to what I found as the shallows around 12 foot, and I've got a rod past that shallow at about 13 and a half, 14 foot, which if my GoPro footage is any good we'll have a look at. And I've just put a little bit of bait, probably a kilo or two around each of those spots, and then past that sort of plateau out there, it drops off quite dramatically down to 29, 30 foot. So yeah, it's quite a good feature. It's quite well known. I'm sure anyone, me and everyone who else has fished this swim before, will have a rod on that plateau. If it does a fish for me or not, we will wait and see. Now the Mohican did come out on Monday, it's Saturday, so the likelihood of me getting lucky and cuddling it is slim to none, but it's my first time here, so anything, absolutely anything, and I'll be over the moon. Now I should recap. I did say it's a dramatic start to the trip. I actually headed over last night after work, and I dropped onto a canal that I've fished for the last 15 years. Sometimes doing some long sessions, weekends, odd night here and there. And really we should probably go back to the spring. We're on the way back to Lake Bled. I stumbled across probably about, I think, a dozen fish. I think I've got some footage of that. I don't know if it's any good, but we'll have a look. So yeah, you could see obviously there was a group of fish and there was quite a plump mirror basically. I lost a common, unfortunately. It done me in the margins, on the concrete, on the mussels, and the line parted, which was a bit of a shame. It was probably around low 30s, I'm guessing 30, 35, because it was nearly ready for netting and it just dived down and caught something, and the line just went like butter. So it's just, unfortunately, it's one of those things. But then later on that afternoon, I got lucky with this one. I'm knackered. This was a long fight. I've had cyclists stop and watch me play in the fish and give up. I'm not sure how long, 20, 30 minutes. It fought hard. I lost one of a similar size to this morning, unfortunately. Lost it at the net, but I was just obviously taking the time with this one, but it's beating me up. And it is one chunky Belgian bruiser, just a smidgen over 36. Caught on the usual awesome monster tiger nut, and we will see. I'm surprised she's still got any life left in her. There we go. Come on. Come on. The sooner we show you to the lovely people, the sooner we get you back home again, eh? Go and find your mates. And I think this was one I was filming yesterday. I thought it was upper 30, but 36 and a bit. I am not complaining. This is my 70th carp from the Belgium canals. Absolutely over the moon. After losing that one this morning, I thought that might be it. So yeah, so that was spring. So bled didn't go too well, but at least I caught that lovely fish as a sort of consolation prize on the way home. So I was happy with that. And that was my 70th fish from the canal, Belgium canal, I should say. So yeah, I was over the moon with that. So yeah, moving on to this trip, I dropped onto exactly the same spot, same swim. I put out 2 rods on the same spot, one on the far margin, the right hand rod on the far margin, and then the left hand rod probably about 2/3 of the way across. I had them wrapped up. There's areas that I fished before and caught from, and I got those out about midnight last night. And then the left hand rod just signalled a drop back at around 5:30, I think it was, European, 6:30. It was just getting light, just a fraction of light coming in. And yeah, I wound down, and my line was just straight to the left, straight in the left hand margin, same area where that common took me in the spring. So obviously a bit nervous, and I'm walking along down the bottom along the canal, and it was caught up in a load of weed, Potmageton weed that was floating around. I managed to ping that off, and then obviously I felt the fish, and it swirled on top. Initially it came up on top, swirled, probably didn't really know what was going on, and then suddenly the fight ensued. And yeah, it was a long, hard fight. I knew I was into something good, but I didn't quite know how good. And eventually just taking my time and care, because I didn't know, you know, if the line had suffered any damage, so I was playing it a bit softly, but eventually it tired, and I got it in the net, and I looked in the net and I thought, that's a good fish. That's, you know, probably 40 odd, something like that. And I thought, yeah, happy days, that's a good way to start this trip. So I sorted all myself out, you know, get all my bits and bobs, and then obviously bit my line and rolled the net up, lifted it up. Oof, that's a bit heavy. I thought, yeah, it's got to be mid-40 at least. So I got it up, you know, unhooked it and got it up on the sling, and yeah, I was a little bit surprised, but it probably, should we say, justified me struggling to carry it up there, and it should have dawned on me really. 52 pound 12 ounces, just shy of 53. 24 kilos, I think, European money, or fraction under 24 kilos. Yeah, it was my biggest fish from that canal. The previous was 46, so, which was a common from the same. No, I caught the 46 twice. I had it at 44 in that swim, and I had it 46 from another section of the canal. So yeah, let's have a quick look at that fish, shall we? Wow. First morning of my summer 25 trip to Belgium. Now, I'm off to a very special lake shortly, in a few hours, but I've stopped off on one of my regular haunts, shall we say, in Belgium on the canal. And I've been very, very lucky this morning. Half an hour ago I caught this. I've just got everything ready. Just do the pictures and that, but this is the largest fish I've caught from this canal. It's my 4th Belgium fish over 50 pounds, and from a third different canal. Just absolutely, and basically it was just about half hour ago, just had a drop back, and the fish, the canny in this canal just came straight into the margin, where there's all rocks and mussels and pea mussels and stuff like that, and he's obviously tried to shed the hook, the lead and that, on all the on the near margin. and I caught it probably about 3/4 of the way across, not on the far side. Most people fish the far side, but no. So I know there's a bit of a feature out there. I've had a few fish on there up to 44, 46, something like that. And this is by far the largest. Oh. Come on. Oh. There you go. What a specimen. 52 pound, 12 ounces. Oh. Stunning. Belgium Canal carp from the heart of Belgium. Oh God, and what a way to start the trip. I could finish on this. Shall I go home? Wow. And this was caught on two 20mm Crave hardened hook baits. Dynamite don't make the Crave anymore. I've got one pot left, but over a scattering of about 100 complex T 15mm boilies. Little PVA stick just hooked on a size 5 thinking angler curve hook, 25-pound braid. That's the old stiff braid that TA do. Oh yes. Is she stunning or what? Wow. Thank you. Oh. So yeah, what a way to start, eh? The trip. And then obviously, as I said, I'm now here on Kelchikoff. I've known about it for 15 years. You could legally fish it, I think, about 5 years ago through VBK. For some unknown reason, I don't know why, I always knew this lake as another name. I didn't know it's Kelchikoff, so I didn't put the two and two together when I saw this lake being available on the VBK. And it was only when I was discussing with someone last year, I think it might have been Christoph actually, Christoph Kudemans that is, that you could book it now through VBK. Because basically what I knew was the fish called the Mohican, and that's what suddenly, oh, you can actually book it. So literally when I got home and checked, and yep, sure enough it was the same lake, I booked it the next day. This trip booked it the next day, so yeah, I'm absolutely over the moon to have my lines out, and we'll just see what unfolds over the coming week. I can just see nice light gravel slope here, and this is where people walk in. There's a bit of a raise here. I can see it sloping off. You're probably not catching it on the camera. But what I'm going to do is just try and get the bottom of it around here somewhere, I think. We've got about 12 foot. Just broader in, see what I can find. Yeah, that's firm. Oh, just a little bit soft there. Yeah, bit of silt, firm underneath. Block there, I think. Yeah. Rocky round here. Just careful. way. Just see the, look at that. And then I can right. And we head back to base. It's 13 and a bit there. That's looking good. Alright. So I need to back up a bit. Let's swing round, so it's just drifting back into the slightly deeper. There we go, it's just getting there. Seen. It's looking good. There we go. Right. Let's head back to base. think he's under those trees. I just saw a little disturbance then. Might be a boat job. Try and keep him coming. Promise if I go in the boat then I haven't got the tension and he'll get under those trees. Yes, there is some old metal posts over there. I can't feel him coming anymore. I think it's locked up. Got me in there. Oh, I can see, oh yeah, look, see the pop up. It's done me. There's another common. Oof. Oh, bugger. Come on. In you come. Yes. Happy days. Whew. It's Thursday, getting towards midday, and this is the fourth bite I've had of my session in cook-off, or should we call it de place. I lost one yesterday afternoon in the gorse bushes in the margins. Unfortunately, shed the hook, passed it to the branch. So I'm quite happy to have caught one today. It's a lovely common, about 28, 29, I need to weigh it yet. So at the moment it's 2 to the carp and 2 to me, which is way beyond, you know, the sort of action I thought I'll be getting here. I thought maybe 1 or 2 bites. So yeah, I'm really happy with this one. And it was a boat battle, but yeah, the same tactic, same rod as the previous common, and yeah, what a fish, eh? Turn it around. Oh. Yeah, just got a couple more days, just hopefully we'll see if one of the big mirrors would like to say hello. But in the meantime, look at that, absolutely stunning fish, eh? Beautiful. Yes. Right, so I thought let's go through the baits that I've used for this session, kindly sponsored by Dynamite Baits. And if we start on the boilies first, shall we? What I've brought with me is basically 15 and 18 mil complex T boilies, freezer range, and 15 and 18 mil of the peppered squid. And I've probably used over the session about 10 kilos, give or take. Not used loads, but yeah, so I've used probably about 10 kilos of boilies, 50-50 with the 15 and the 18 and the two varieties. Also put some chopped tigers in with them. As you can see, not quite a full jar, so probably about 2 kilos is what I've used for this week. And I've got 1 night left, so and then also used a jar of mixed particles as well with the chopped tiger nuts. I do have a couple more jars, but they're in the car. And on the liquids, and what I've been doing is putting a load in a bucket with lake water, with the pepper squid liquid, also some tuna extract, and a couple of cans of sweet corn, and quite a good dosing of the CSL liquid. I should put the exit can. Yeah. So, and then with the lake water, it's very yellowy, gloopy. If I try to show that for the camera, there you go. Gives you an idea. Obviously all running out, but yeah, so it's all soaked in that basically. and I keep topping that bucket up each day throughout this week, topping it back up, so it's probably been about 2/3 full, stewing and bubbling away, and then each time I get some action, then I'll top the spots up, different quantities. My right hand rod, I've just been putting a few boilies and chopped tigers on that one, not a lot. I baited it quite heavily to start with on the Saturday, and I didn't fish it until the Wednesday, or was it the Tuesday night? Tuesday night, Wednesday, I forget now, after I'd seen a disturbance basically, and I dropped a rig on that late in the night. Yeah, Tuesday I think it was, and then obviously I had my first take the following morning, and then it produced 3 bites, that spot to the right, and each time after the first, second and third, I just put a few handfuls, 3 or 4 handfuls of boilies and some chopped tigers on that one. I did start off with some corn and mixed particles with the initial bait up, but then I just refined it slightly with just boilies and chopped tigers. And then on the open water spot, I put a good dosing of everything in. Mixed particles, corn, the liquids, boilies, both boilies sizes. Again, good spread, good few kilos probably to start with. I had the first bite came on that, but lost that. Well, as you can see here, the batteries on my microphone have failed me. Handy. Basically, I was wrapping up my session on the lake, so I'd managed 7 bites and managed to convert 5 of those. So I landed 5. I even repeated on one fish, would you believe? My first one was also my last one on the last night. But yes, I didn't have anything off the left-hand spot where I did the footage, and of me dropping the baits just off a margin, and then put the GoPro down just to have a look. And that was a couple of days later, that GoPro footage. You can see some bait on the bottom, and it was still there. I did the same towards the end of the week, so nothing actually visited that spot. The middle one out in the open water, that produced 3 bites, of which I landed 2, and then the one on the right that I started fishing on the Tuesday after not fishing for a couple of days, just baiting it up, that produced 4 bites that I landed 3 from. So yeah, although nothing sizable, I was quite happy with that. I wasn't expecting that much action, to be honest. 1 or 2 at best, if I got lucky. So yeah, I moved on from the lake after that session, and before I move on to the rest of the session, I'll be returning to the lake May next year, and I can't wait for that. I really can't. Let's see what happens, eh? So yes, I had a couple of nights after this, and I moved on to the canals. So I did a night on the Kempish. I'd actually baited the Albert Canal, but when I got there was a couple of people there where I baited up. So I went on to the Kempish and did an overnighter there, but nothing occurred. I see a couple of fish show towards the lock, and there was someone down there by the lock, but they didn't catch either. And it was quite hard to find the fish because there was an algae bloom throughout the whole canal network. But yeah, so I moved on there, and I went on to right at the top of the V channel, basically, where I had a few nice fish in the past, up to 50 odd. So I'll give that a night. And again, nothing occurred there. And then I also did a night back where I started, where I thankfully I lost one. I got cut off, unfortunately. The same spot that produced the 52, I got cut off on that straight away. Unfortunately, it just took too much line. It was too quick for me, which is a bit of a shame. And then the right hand rod, was away a couple of hours later, and had a nice little common just to finish the trip off on.